Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the NFT. I am your host, Sinful, and tonight we're thrilled to have the creative mind behind Kaboom Boxes. Dre The Noid is joining us with their groundbreaking project blending generative art, hip hop culture, and exclusive tracks featuring icons like Kendrick Lamar and Mac Miller. We're diving deep into what makes their 1,500-piece collection on ApeChain a game changer. So grab your virtual boomboxes, tune in, and let's go beyond the NFT. Welcome, Dre. How are you today?
Yeah, what's good, Sinful? It's good to be here with you guys. What's up, Decentraland? Yeah, I'm happy to be here and talk about the project and join you guys, man. Looking forward to it.
And as I mentioned earlier when you popped in, I'm very happy to have you on the show. As I mentioned, Make, our good friend Make, that is listening on Twitch, like he respects you so much, and I am, honored to be able to have the opportunity to, speak with you, someone that is so respected by our mutual friend.
Yeah, the respect is mutual. Shout out to Make for putting this together. Like I said, this is my first forte in the Decentraland, and me and Make have been in multiple NFT communities in Web3. Great musician himself, DJ set, and we just share the same aspiration and love for music. So, yeah, I'm glad that he was able to connect us, and I'm glad that we're here to be able to showcase the project and just have a cool discussion.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And I mean, out of curiosity, Dre, did you get the great opportunity to watch what hasn't always been a DJ, did you get the great opportunity to watch this individual just like learn the DJ, and then I don't know, like he's really blossomed into his own style?
Yeah, I've been following it for a while. What I really know him for is obviously just the DJ sets, seeing his streams and how innovating he is and how he incorporates that. And really, that's my forte into what he does. With the wearables, I think it's just, it's groundbreaking and stuff like that. So, I'm definitely hip to what he does right now. As far as before that, though, I'm not privy to it. I just follow his streams every once in a while and see what he does. And I just love how he wears like the Kid Call Beast wearable. I see you sport one as well, so I'm part of that community. And yeah, I just think it's really dope how he's intertwining music with Web3.
Music, art, photography. That man is a talent. But and yep, we out here. We out here. Dre, are you a beast by any chance?
I'm a beast by mint, my friend. Yes. Shout out to Kid Called Beast and Raspy. I've been a Kid Called Beast since mint. So yeah, I have my Forever Beast and been a part of that amazing community since they minted.
Oh man, so what was that? That was actually a very good saying. A beast by mint. Unfortunately, I wasn't a beast by mint. I was lurking around the project for quite a while before I decided. Like I am one of those individuals that doesn't like really get go headfirst into NFT projects. But the beasts were one of those that really like proved themselves to me, like in their own way. They, by just being themselves. So I just had to be a part of it, and I'm always happy that I picked up my first beast.
Yeah, I love the project. My origins in NFTs, where I first started from, was from a really OG blue chip 3D project called the Humanoids. And they were like one of the early innovators in 4K 3D NFTs. That was my first NFT I ever purchased. So before Kid Called Beast launched, I had a chance to link with Rashvi, and he welcomed me on the whitelist. And just being another cool 3D NFT project that I saw, I was lucky to be a part of the mint and be a part of it from its inception. So yeah, but it doesn't matter if you mint or if you collect, one later. It's a cool community. One of the only NFT communities that continues to innovate and build new things. And yeah, I'm really stoked to be a part of that community. It's one of my forever communities in NFTs.
Definitely one of those the only communities, big blue chip communities that stuck around during the bear, were like, innovating and giving their benefiting their holders through the bear. um So big shout out to them. So
Most
before
definitely.
before we get ahead of ourselves, I would like to pass it back to you in case my introduction didn't do you any justice. I'd like to pass the mic over to you and give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to our friends. What's your background in music and how'd you get into the NFT space?
Yeah, I appreciate that. It was a great introduction. I'd like to dive in a little more for sure. Decentraland, what's good? My name's Dre The Noid. I'm in a group called the Goonies. We've been a group. I'm in a duo group. Me and my older cousin have been making music, so it's just not just me. I make music with my older cousins, like my brother. Yeah, I'm from Southern California. Been making music since I was a young man. Since high school, we started, dabbling in music, and I always knew that I wanted to make music. I loved it, and I found a love for hip hop music as a young man in high school. And from there, it just blossomed into creating and trying to explore making music for ourselves. So, yeah, I've been active as a musician now. Like I said, for well on 15 years now, I've been making music. Um, we started off just being independent, doing our own thing, grassroots, very, very organic, making music for our local hometowns, just shows. And I mean, never really thought that it would blossom to what it blossomed into, but that's perseverance and hard work and all that stuff. So, yeah, we were able to parlay our early, adventures and aspirations for music into being at the right place at the right time. Living in Southern California, we're close to Hollywood and LA. We're the epicenter of music and where you can kind of find your way. And yeah, from meager beginnings to, like I said, venturing off into Hollywood, into Sunset Boulevard and the Strip, and just perseverance with shows, we were able to make contacts that really benefited us going forward. And yeah, man. From there, we ventured into other ventures, like I'm sure we're going to talk about with Web3 and NFTs, and that's where I'm at right now at the current moment. But at the heart, I'm a musician. I'm a creative. I love to build. I love to make things. I love to connect with people, and music is the universal language. So it's really blessed me along my journey.
I see, I see. So, within you said that you've been active in with music, making music for the last 15 years. How far within your journey, your 15-year journey, did the NFT start to come about?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of us that I've noticed have always came in around 2021. That's when I came in. The majority of people that I met, unless you were super early, like the super crypto punks and bored apes, some of those early crypto adopters were here in 2017, 2018. My journey started in 2021. It was a cool way that I got in. We were making music the traditional way, DSP, Spotify, digital streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, and in that way. And not saying that I got bored with it, but after a while, as an independent musician, if you're not signed or have a publishing deal, it's really doing it all on your own. So I was just kind of tired of the rat race of trying to find playlisting and gatekeeping and all that. And I remember the summer of 2021, I came across an interview in Complex actually, and it was about spotty Wi-Fi. And I've become good friends with Spotty, and I've been able to tell him this personally, but he was kind of the inspiration behind my intrigue into Web3 and NFTs. I had really no idea what it was. I was an Ethereum adopter early, but I didn't realize that, crypto was tying into Web3. So after I saw that interview, I saw that he had sold, I think he sold like $100,000 worth of music in like 60 minutes to the CryptoPunk community. And he was the first CryptoPunk rapper. So I was intrigued, and then I started looking on OpenSea at about August of 2021, and fate has it, I just came across my first community called the Humanoids, which was a blue chip project that sold out really quick during the first bull runs. And I saw the first NFT that really resonated with me, and it looked like me. It had some glasses, a cool little backwards hat. Didn't really care about the value or the floor price of it. I bought it at the height of ETH, and I came onto X, Twitter, which I already had a presence on. I was verified before they started making verification openings for everybody to get verified. So I had a presence on there already, and I I put my NFT up, put some hashtags, and said "Welcome to Web3," and I was off to the races. So yeah, from 2021 is when my journey started in Web3.
2021. So, I mean, I would say approximately like 11 year. You were in the music game for about 11 years
Yeah.
before the, the NFTs came about. I would like to kind of like just chat about maybe even off the top of your head. Do you have like any highlights of your career before coming into Web3? And also, I would like to know. Maybe what was your alias? What was your name before coming into Web3?
Yeah, the big moments that we had before we came over in 2021 to Web3 was obviously the no-brainer. Meeting our agent, back to that story I said, we were just in Hollywood doing about 3 or 4 shows every single weekend. I live about 2 hours away from LA, so we were just those independent musicians that got lucky and got an agency out there, and they had us doing shows every weekend. We'd load up our gear. We'd roll out there with our DJ and our band, and we would just hustle and do our shows and gain fans one by one. And from there, we were able to meet a gentleman. His name was Jamie Adler. Jamie Adler is the younger brother of Steven Adler, who his brother is the drummer for Guns N' Roses.
Oh,
He was a hip hop promoter. Yeah, he was a hip hop promoter. He was promoting DJ Quick and Ice Cube, a bunch of West Coast artists at the time. And he threw a showcase at a club called Key Club. It's now One Oak on Sunset. We were the openers that day, and he watched us perform. And when he watched us perform, he signed us on the dot to be with his touring act with Bone and a bunch of other artists. And from there, we were doing shows with Jamie consistently, and we were able to meet a young Kendrick Lamar before the wave. I think that was one of our big moments.
Black Hippie.
But I got to go back for yeah, Black Hippie days. Yeah,
Yes,
before, but it
let's
was before
go.
it was before the deal. It was before the Dre deal. It was right before Section 80 was coming out.
Wow.
That was a big moment, IRL. But I think the biggest moment, that was probably number two, if that's crazy enough to meet Kendrick Lamar. But the biggest moment for us was probably in 2009 on MySpace, actually. We reached out to a young MC at the time from Pittsburgh who was still in high school named
Oh,
Mac Miller. I think nobody really knew who he was. He was regional at the time. I saw a video from him called Live Free on YouTube. My photographer showed me, and I was blown away. I knew he was going to be a superstar before everybody knew who he was. And we sent him and his manager a cold DM on MySpace, and we sent over a track from our debut album. And I told him, "Yo, I really want to work with you, and I think you're the next big thing." And they loved our music, and we just connected through the internet on a cold DM, and we were able to work with Mac Miller about 1 year before Kids dropped, and the whole world knew who he was. So
yep.
yeah, we were fortunate enough on those two moments to meet two of the most generational artists in history, not just hip hop, but in history, and be at the right place at the right time to be able to make music with them.
Yeah, dude, that is incredible. And I mean, it just brings a little bit of chills to me because it's like both Kendrick and Mac are considered some of like my favorite artists. So yeah, this is actually pretty crazy to me, especially like to your story that you shared that you met a young Kendrick like Black Hippie days like this is amazing. And even with I mean Mac Miller like there's just so much nostalgia with that. And man, rest in peace, Mac.
Yeah, RIP to Malcolm, man. It's crazy. Like I think about it all the time. Like, because we're independent musicians at heart, and at the time, both of these artists before they signed their deals, they were just like us. I mean, I know they're generational. And Malcolm, rest in peace to Malcolm, man. I mean, his passing really hit me hard, and um, he was a contemporary. We made music with him early on, and I was just blessed and fortunate that we were able to be a part of his legacy, and we were able to start off that generational run that he had. But yeah, rest in peace to Malcolm. I mean, the music world in general is missing him, and obviously Kendrick's doing his thing at phenomenal rate right now. Probably the most known artist in the whole world with his accolades and the Grammys and the Pulitzers and the record sales and the Grammys and everything. So yeah, but the cool thing is that music is music and real is real, and
Yep.
they both respected us and they wanted to make music, and we were fortunate for that for sure.
Real recognize real for sure. To your comment about Kendrick, he's killing it out there, and he is keeping the rap game in line too. Anyone steps out,
Oh yeah.
you'll be hearing from Kendrick from K Dot.
Absolutely, man. He's the pallbearer of what's going on, man. He's setting the stage. So yeah, he's keeping everybody in line when it comes to the real.
Yep, for sure. All right, so coming into Web3, the name Dre The Noid, how did you come up with your name? Or has this been kind of like an alias since before Web3?
No, totally Web3. Again, the community that I bought in first was the humanoids. So that was just an homage to, I was just Dre on the internet, and and our group is called the Goonies, me and my cousin. So I just started going by Dre the Noid, and it's funny because after I called myself that, I became such a big figure in the community that after a while, people thought it was my project, which I thought was crazy because I was just a holder. But I went so hard for the community. My name was Dre the Noid, and eventually I started working for the humanoids, became a holder, and I started working for them as the voice of the humanoids. I did the spaces. I was kind of like the community manager, and that all started because of the humanoids. I changed my name to that, and I've never changed it because that's what people know me as. And if you're in Web3 and NFTs, your profile picture or your PFP, aka, and your name is kind of like synonymous with your identity, your digital identity. So I haven't changed it in 3 years. I kept it the same. I haven't changed my profile picture until I dropped the Kaboom boxes this year. It's been the same crypto Noid that I've had since day one, so people can recognize me. But yeah, I got to rep my project now that I'm a founder and we're doing new things in Web3.
Now that we're founders, we gotta make adjustments. I will
Yes,
report.
sir.
I will report. I haven't changed my PFP on X for like maybe 4 years now, or 3 years. My Mew bubble has been wearing a Santa hat for 3 years in a row now. My friends make fun of me.
Hey, consistency is key, man. I applaud that, man. Yeah, any variation you could put on the PFP, but as long as you keep it real and keep it the same, then I think people, appreciate that and recognize it.
Yep, for sure. And let's see, looking into the crowd, just want to say hello to Crypto Minotaur. I see you over there. What up, Meta Wolf? Odd Job, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and hope everyone is enjoying the show. If you have any questions, either drop them in the Twitch chat or drop them in I'm sorry, drop drop it in the Decentraland chat or in the Twitch chat. Thank you, everyone. All right, so coming leading into like the Kaboom boxes, what inspired the creation of the Kaboom boxes, and how are you blending generative art with hip hop culture?
Yeah, so again, Web3 and NFTs are like 6 degrees of separation, I guess you can say. And I met a gentleman named Zinchi through one of these communities that I was in. And he's a young artist from Mumbai. I think I met at the time he was 16 going on 17. He's a DJ, creative. And I remember we were just having a conversation in one of the group chat DMs, and it linked into just having a personal DM with him. And he showed me this mock-up that he had for a piece of art he was working on called a Kaboom. And when I saw it, I knew I wanted to drop an NFT project, but I didn't want to be like the typical, an ape or a cute little monkey or a cute little, animal, or just the typical PFPs you see most of them. I wanted it to be something that a homage to hip hop. When I saw this, it was a boombox, and his love for music and my love for music. I knew that I wanted to use this as the vessel for our music and the project. Now that materialized in 2022, so now we're going on 3 years later, but at the time it was just the inception of the idea of what we can do with this. I loved it from jump. I knew it was something that people would love, and I'm always true with myself. If I always say if it's not mine, would I mint it and would I want to rep it? And I knew that I would. So Zinchi and me, came up with the concept. It took us a couple of years to kind of like figure out, okay, how we wanted to do this. We needed to get a dev, all the stuff that creatives can't do. But that initial meeting and meeting Kaboom was fate. I believe in fate truly. So I was happy to meet somebody who had a design that I wanted to use as the vessel for our music on Web3.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, okay. So you, within that, you also did answer like the follow-up question, which was, what was the, why focus on boomboxes as the central theme? Which you answered that it is a homage towards the music space, the
Well,
music scene. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. I was gonna say, just to follow up on that, is that um we actually I'm a hip hop historian, like I'm a young man, but I really respect the culture. To me, the symbolism of the boombox goes way back, to the New York days, to the early days, to the Grandmaster Flash days, to the B-boys, to the when those kids were breakdancing, when they were doing graffiti, when they were at the block parties, when the inception of hip hop started, the symbolism of hip hop was the boombox, and now we've moved into from the 8-track, from the cassette player to the CD player to the boombox, to now we're in the digital era where those relics don't even exist. But that to me was the symbolism of hip hop. And we actually break that down on the kaboomboxes.com website. We pay a little homage to the B-boys and explain the history of the boombox. And I just thought it was perfect. I thought it was perfect for us to build around that and grow around the boombox and the symbolism of it when it comes to hip hop.
That is beautiful. I'm so happy that you elaborated on that. And I mean, we learned something even even further. We learned something more about you. Music historian. I like that. As like a side note, you don't have to get too deep into it. Like, what era of hip hop is your favorite? Whether if it's like to speak about, to teach someone.
Oh, definitely 90s going into 2000. I was a really young man then, really young. And I had an uncle who, as a kid, would show me hip hop music, and he introduced me to music, my uncle Leo. And, just that early age of Dr. Dre, Snoop, a young Nas, young Jay, Biggie, Pac. To me, that was like the biggest era for me. And Bone Thugs, like I got to be on tour with Bone Thugs later on through Jamie, and make music with Busy Bone as well. But Bone Thugs was a big influence on me as well. So yeah, just West Coast hip hop, being in California, that 90s hip hop. And obviously, like the biggest shift for me was probably in 99 when I was really young, and I heard Eminem's Slim Shady LP for the first time. I mean, that to me changed the game for me. That right there was like,
Yeah.
okay, like I can make music because this person, I could see myself in him. And me being a Latino, I knew that, like, okay, like I can do this, and I can have somebody who's doing it as well. Because I'll be honest with you, like sometimes when you're making music, you feel like you don't fit in, or you feel like you're an outsider because you don't fit the part. And I feel like when I saw Eminem, I knew that I can come in and do this and be an individual and make my way into the game.
Oh man, love that you pulled said Eminem, because even as someone that is does not I don't see myself as a music historian. I just enjoy the music, and to kind of hear that, like, to you, Eminem was a pivotal moment in the hip hop scene, like through the years, I've seen it, like I've noticed that on my like very own accord, like whether if it's like through documentaries and seeing the effect that Eminem had on the music scene, like incredible. And man, like I'm enjoying this conversation. One of these days we're gonna have to have a music, a hip hop history episode, or just chat in general. Uh,
Oh yeah, definitely, man. That's my thing for sure. Is going deep into hip hop history and the culture. Yeah, so definitely.
So the Kaboom Boxes is described as the first true music PFP on 8 Chain. What makes it stand out from other music NFTs within that ecosystem?
Well, yeah. Before I start on that,
Yeah.
my venture into Ape Chain was really cool. I've been fortunate enough to be friends with a lot of the Yuga ecosystem, Bored Apes, Crypto Punks before they were, acquired somewhere else, and just in general that ecosystem. And so when we ventured into Ape Chain, we were welcomed with open arms, and I kind of looked at the chain to see what was missing in from a music standpoint, and seeing like, is there a true music PFP? what makes us stand out in Ape Chain and that we can say that we're the first is there's been other music NFTs. Like what I mean by that is there's been like people who make music on Ape Chain and you mint it and it's just like a music pass or it's just a single song. But what difference Kaboom Boxes from any other music NFT on Ape Chain is that we're the first profile picture PFP collection on NFT. We're the true profile picture collection where you can actually mint a Kaboom box, have the metadata with a 30-second snippet of a song, and you actually get a PFP that you can rock in Web3. So we were able to notice that, and I knew that I wanted to go full blast on ApeChain just because my homies were over there and the ecosystem is growing. And Yuga is the upper echelon of Web3 when it comes to it with the Bored Apes and what they're building on the other side, their metaverse. So yeah, we were lucky to have that moniker and be the first. And I'm sure where there's going to be many more after us, but we were able to carve our niche early on and make that pathway for music PFPs on ApeChain.
Are you using any marketplaces in specific, or kind of like websites, platforms that allow you to mint, or was this like created in-house for Kaboom boxes with the in-house devs?
Yeah, great question. So I'm lucky enough to have a great relationship with a lot of the big heavy hitters in Web3, and that's earned through respect and years of grinding and just people knowing who I am. But we spent 7 months, the last 7 months before we minted, building our website with our dev. He's from New Zealand. His name's Cube, and our intentions were to build it from the ground up and use our own website for you to mint on and build our own smart contract and do it our own selves. But at the last second, I realized early on, I just realized it just came to me that like even though I'm a reputable person and people know who I am, if you're in Web3 or you're in crypto in general, you just know that safety is always an issue. And I didn't want anybody to be apprehensive minting because they didn't trust my site or they thought they might get drained or whatever. So I was fortunate enough to be approached by Blever. If you're not
Clever.
familiar with Blever, Blever
Yep.
is like the premier launch pad for ApeChain NFTs. Now they're in multiple chains, but specifically ApeChain NFTs, if you're new and you have a following and they believe in your project, that they give you their launch pad and their team and they're all bored apes and they can build up your mint for you. So I linked up with them and I decided that I wanted to do something different. They haven't done this before either. I didn't want to just scrap our website, our mint site that we had built, but I knew I needed to have the third party. So we linked up with Blever and we told them we wanted to do a hybrid mint. And what that mint is that we were going to use their trusted site for people to mint on. And then we were going to migrate everybody over to kaboomboxes.com where they can token gate and use the Kaboom box as a lock to unlock the album. And it was successful. So yeah, we launched on Blever. We minted out in 3 hours, real quick mint out, everybody supported. And then we're now on Magic Eden, predominantly on Magic Eden. We're on OpenSea as well, but you can mint on Magic Eden. Everything's on kaboomboxes.com if you guys are interested in minting or finding out more about the project. But yeah, we're really, really stoked. Out of the 1,500 collections so far, we only have 71 that are listed. We got a lot of sweeps going on. We've already doubled our floor price, and our community is really strong. So we're predominantly on Magic Eden right now to answer your question, though.
Predominantly on Magic Eden. I'm pulling up the website right now as we speak. Because yeah, so one thing I was gonna say was one that I really wanted to connect you with my homie Stony Eye, but then I look in the chat and Stony Eye, it says, I got my Kaboom box. I have number 1360. So, in with that said, you have probably already connected with my good friend Stony. I know he lives out in Cali as well. Very connected within the music scene. So you guys probably know each other through some mutual friends and stuff like that.
Out to Stony, man. Yeah, we're building with everybody in the community. If we haven't tapped in yet, I have a lot of people online, so forgive me if we haven't formally tapped in. But if we do, please hit me up on X. I love to connect with all of our Kaboom family, and they're not just holders; they're friends, and we're building with them. So, Stony, thanks for the support. Thanks for minting. Link up with me on X, and we'll get you in the Kaboom Box chat if you're not, and we'll continue to build, my man.
And I'm over here just pulling up the Magic Eden. Okay, so it's not looking too bad. Like 12 ape. I think I might be picking up my very own Kaboom here soon. I'm gonna save this, bookmark this page here. And I'll.
Yeah, yeah, we're stoked. We had a 34 kaboom sweep 2 days ago, and then another big whale just aped in today, and he's sweeping all day today. So as you can see, our floor price is 200% up. And for 8 chain NFTs, only having we're only now we're down to 67. So conviction in our project. We don't have a lot for sale, obviously, and our floor price is super thin. So but again, I want to say something. I didn't build anything for a floor price. I didn't build anything for a monetary value. I built things to connect with community because I feel like, as cliche as it sounds, building a community and finding those core fans. I'm a big, big believer in the 1,000 fan, core fan retaining and trying to find the one-on-one audience so that way you can connect with them and build. And yeah, we're lucky to have a lot of unique holders, and we're stoked that our community is loving the music and loving the art. So we're continuing to build and grow.
Great minds think alike, and yeah, and to even like for you, like as an NFT collector, I don't collect for value or for flipping. I collect artwork NFTs when I believe in people. And in all honesty, from our conversation here, it's like you've been a really solid person, in just our conversation. But beyond that, I've seen you operate on X, and yeah, since make that introduced us. And yeah, I mean, I can see that you're a solid dude. I'm definitely going to pick up a Kaboom myself. And in all honesty, the floor is looking real good. Like I see some that I really vibe with, because like my favorite color is purple, and I get high as fuck. So like the second one on the floor, he's stoned and he has a purple background.
Yeah, yeah, the colors are vibrant. We're definitely, definitely pro cannabis. My cousin, we're big partners in a cannabis company out in Arizona. We've been early adopters in the cannabis use. So like it's medicinal. We love it. We wanted to pay homage to, the users and people who love that cannabis world. And yeah, the stoner eyes are really dope. There's some really vibrant kabooms, and yeah, man, we'd love to have you a part of the family and just make it official like a whistle. So I do see Stoney's chat. I'm looking at your feed right now, and yeah, shout out to Nana. I see he has a meetup with Nana and LBC. Nana is one of my early friends in the game, Bored Ape, and he's doing his thing with other page right now. They're doing badges and other side and stuff like that. So Nana's a big, big friend of mine in the space. So yeah, shout out to Nana as well.
Shout out to Nana. And okay, so let's say for anyone tonight, probably including myself, like for any new Kaboom holders that may pick up a Kaboom tonight, what would you suggest is the first thing they do after getting their very own Kaboom box?
Really cool. So first off, my mantra with Web3 or NFTs in general is find the kaboom that resonates with you. Like you said, you like to get stoned and you like purple. So find your colors, find your traits. The cool thing is I think people get confused on this. I definitely want to clarify it that like um, each kaboom has a 30-second snippet of one track from the album. And we don't just give you one track. Each kaboom has a random 30-second snippet. So there's music in the metadata. When you mint it, you'll be able to press play and you'll hear a little snippet of one track from the album. But a lot of people get confused and just think, oh, I have to mint 13 kabooms to get every single track. I want to listen to them all. Well, the cool thing about the kabooms is the first thing you should do is after you mint, and you can mint right on the website right there, you on Magic Eden, you can mint right there. Once you mint, you come back and you see the second button called Kaboom Player. We built a token gated website, and what that does is it recognizes that you're an owner and you're a holder in the Kaboom community, and you do have a Kaboom in your wallet. So when you connect that Kaboom that you own to the Kaboom player, you don't just get one track. You go and you get to enjoy 13 tracks, and you get to enjoy the full length album. Doesn't matter if you have 100 Kabooms or one Kaboom; it's all equal. You get to connect and you get to just listen to the whole album, and you stream it from there. And we're the first people that have done that token gated website thing as well on Magic, excuse me, on ApeChain. So and the cool thing is that the reasons our holders love it is it's not just done with the 13 tracks. We put a new track on there every 2 weeks, and we just uploaded our first new track with another founder from Ape Train, the Monos community, who is probably one of the biggest new projects in Ape Chain, an anime community. But they have a dope founder who makes music. We actually collaborated with him and threw him on our track. And we're doing our first new track was posted up 2 weeks ago, and we're doing that every 2 weeks. So if you do own a Kaboom, head over to kaboomboxes.com, connect your wallet, and you're able to stream the whole album. And like I said, he said in the beginning of the intro, but we have Kendrick Lamar on there, obviously, which is, one of our rarest songs. We have the Mac Miller track on there as well. But we also have Andy Milonakis on there.
No way.
If you guys don't know who Andy Milonakis is, yeah, and we have a
Yes.
track with Andy Milonakis on there as well called Rad. So we have three big features, and the rest is original music that you can enjoy. And you can stream it on your phone. The way Dev set it up is we wanted to make it mobile. Mobile's more what people are using, not their Macs or their PCs. So you can stream it on the go, just like you could any other playlist on all the DSPs, and you can listen to it. It runs, simultaneous. It goes to the next track, and yeah, it's very seamless. So everybody's really enjoying that aspect of it. But
So
definitely head to
sick.
Kaboom after you mint and listen to the album.
Heck yes, I will. I'm on the website here with the about on the about section. I feel the need to recite these lyrics. I'm Andy Milonakis. I put bologna in my left pocket, smear cream cheese in my gold locket, because it's my show. I'm Andy Milonakis. Yeah, you remember that show, bro?
Yo, oh man, I'm a fan. I mean, it was a couple seasons, but I mean, it's a cult following, the Andy Milonakis show, man. Like, I mean, that's my dude, bro. I mean, everybody probably knows him from Waiting Now, and you had to go deep with the sketch comedy. But yeah, I mean, I watched every episode on MTV. It was a great show, man.
Oh
Shout out to
man.
Andy.
Yeah, big shout out to Andy. That show was that show was like, so for the time that it came out it was so underrated. Like if it would have come out, like, let's say today, or like me just a few years ago, like it would have been a booming sensation. But in all honesty,
Oh yeah, man.
I also feel like that style of show, like having Andy come out with that kind of style, that kind of production format, may have even inspired the next generation of shows like that. uh,
Yeah, he's an innovator for sure. We were able to link up with him at a show that we did, and he's a great MC though. Like people don't, I mean, he freestyled that, he
dude,
gave you tidbits of him, freestyling, but I mean, he has
he's
dope lyrics.
talented.
He's a dope musician, not only a dope funny comedy, but yeah, man, we were blessed to get a dope verse from him, and it's one of my favorite tracks on the album. But you're right though, man, he's definitely an innovator in that kind of comedy, and he
Hmm.
set the tone, and I think it was the perfect timing for him to drop that show when he did.
Yep, yep. I mean, it's always good to appreciate the legends, like the ones that are different. For example, another one that is kind of like Andy, that, like, you know, talented across medians. Childish Gambino. He's out there doing his own thing as
Oh yeah.
well. So big shout out to them. So going back to the Kaboom boxes. Okay, so like, let's say you purchased your Kaboom. Are you allowed to use the music for content?
Yeah, so what we're doing on and working, well, let me explain. So we
Mhm.
wanted to start off first with having it only token gated, right? And we realized that we wanted the IP and the music is totally going to be available for all of our holders. We want to be able to have them use it because I know our holders are content users and they want to be able to use this music, whether it's on TikTok or whether it's on their videos or whatever. So but to start off with, since we're such an early project, I wanted to utilize the token gate because I wanted to make it exclusive for our holders first and just have them stream it on the site. We have some things planned for a reward leaderboard, so we want to make sure that they're staying on site to stream. We're going to implement pretty soon a leaderboard and rewards and stuff. So, but eventually, pretty soon here, we're going to make the MP3s downloadable. Through, obviously, after you token gate and come in, you have to be a holder, but we're going to be able to make those where you'll have digital files to where if you want to download the tracks individually, you'll be able to download the MP3 files and you'll be able to utilize those and do what you want with content and stream. So The beauty of being an independent artist and an independent musician is that we own our music. We never sold it away to publishing or a record label. We pride ourselves on music ownership, and we own our whole catalog. So every song that we put up there, we give the rights to the Kaboom holders to utilize it any way they feel, make content with it, share it, social media, whatever. But most importantly, I mean, content. We're a content-driven world now, not just in Web3, but with whatever. So I envision our holders making videos with them, putting it on X, showcasing it, because all that does is just trickle back to our community and people wanting to join Kaboom. So, yeah, in the near future, we will be making those MP3s available for our community to download and utilize them any way they choose.
Nice, nice. Oh, okay. So then the on the flip side of the question, like how could community members that use the the songs like within their kabooms, how could they um fully pay homage back to the project, back to the creators?
It's word of mouth, like obviously we're not asking for royalties. Your investment was buying into the project, and that's enough for us to, we're not asking for residuals and publishing and licensing. So really all I ask of the community is just we're all about word of mouth and spreading love, you know what I mean? So obviously you're already promoting us by putting the music up and just sharing the social media and letting them know where it came from is probably the most I'll ask of any of our community. Just let them know where it's from. If you want to go the extra step and let them know to mint if they're Web3 centric. But I'm also very aware that like if you're posting on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, like Web3 and NFTs predominantly are on X and are on Discord. So I realize that there's a huge market of people that don't even know the world that that we're habiting right now. And so if you're posting content on TikTok but they don't know what NFTs are, Web3, I just appreciate any of our holders who use the music just to just funnel that back to where it came from, and just let them know exactly where it's from, and then maybe pay it forward and let them know about Web3 and NFTs if they're not hip to it, So,
Hmm.
but at the most part, I don't expect anything. I really just let them be free with it because that's really what to me what Web3 is about is decentralization and not really putting the limits on what you need to do with this. So if you want to show love, but if you don't, I'm all good with that because you're already showing love by promoting the music and promoting me and my cousin who are the Goonies. You know what I mean? So you're giving us love by using the music in your content and doing it that way.
No. So on a side note, like way earlier in the interview, believe it was the opening question. You had mentioned that you have released music on Spotify and stuff like that, all the traditional routes. How could we find your music? Is it through the Goonies, or do you have another alias?
Well, we kind of stripped all of our presence
I,
on Web3, excuse me, on Spotify.
I
We were
see.
really heavy on there. Yeah, yeah. We wanted to go, and sometimes this is a big topic of conversation when it comes to Web3 musicians. Some of them are just, they believe fully in it, and Web3 is going to take over DSPs. I don't subscribe to that. I'm a realist. I understand that like 99% of people are gonna, stream music through these digital platforms. I'm a digital platform streamer. I use Apple Music every day. So I'm not a core believer that we're gonna replace and reinvent the wheel when it comes to music. But why I did this because I stripped our music from Spotify and Apple Music because I wanted to have conviction in what we were building on Web3 and show exclusivity to our holders. So that way, when they did mint, it felt like it was just predominantly on Web3, and they felt like I'm minting it here. Not everybody's going to be able to stream this. Only I can stream this, and if it's just for me, then it's going to be more special to them. So we do have one album on Apple Music, and that's contractually because we made an album with my homie. His name was DJ Side Real. He's actually a DJ for Young Thug and 300 Entertainment. We did a full length project with him, so we're co-creators on that one. So there is one project on Apple Music that's left up because it's a collaboration. But for the most part, that's the only digital footprint you'll find us on Apple Music.
What?
If you want to get a deep dive into me and my cousin's music, though, we do have a YouTube page, youtube.com/The Goonies, and that's Gooneez, not like the movie. That's a whole other conversation. We almost got copyrighted by the movie creators. We made that our name that, but
Is
that's a whole other
it
conversation.
is it two
Yeah.
E's or one E like in Goonies?
Two, yeah, two E.
Two
Yeah, two
E's.
E's.
Okay.
So it's yeah, Gooneez.
All
Yes. But
right.
yeah, you can tap in with us on YouTube. Yeah, we have videos up. We have I think 1,200 subscribers. We don't push it as much as we used to, but whenever we do drop a real life video with me and my cousin, you can see us not in the Web3 form, but in the physical form. We got a bunch of videos on there from our past, and we got a Busy Bone track on there that we recorded with Busy Bone. There's a video on there, and there's a bunch of other videos we've shot. So if you want to like listen to some of our music outside of the Web3 world, feel free to go to our YouTube page, and you can subscribe and listen to our videos on there.
I definitely will. I just subscribed, so I'm gonna keep this page open and definitely, listen to some of the music. I always appreciate listening. And also the what was the name of that album that you mentioned that's still up on Apple Music?
So you can type in, it's a collaborative. So just type in the Goonies in search, whatever service you use. So just type in our name and then space, and then put in the DJ's name. His name is DJ Side Real, and that's all one word. The album is called Bones Brigade, the audio biography. There's some dope tracks on there as well. The Busy Bone tracks on there. We got a track with Mod Sun. Mod Sun's a great musician as well. We got a really good song with him on there called All I Need Is Sunshine. But yeah, just stream that one. There's one album, and it's great music. It's one of my favorite albums. So I'm glad that one's still streaming on digital platforms. But just type in the Goonies and DJ Side Real, and it should pop up.
Nice, nice. Thank you. And got my notes here, and perfect. Okay, I guess one of my next questions would be like, and I feel like I should have asked this a bit earlier when we were like diving deep into the music. With the Kaboom boxes, the project features tracks from heavy hitters like Kendrick Lamar, Mac Miller, and now that I've learned, Andy Milonakis. Like in terms of themes and production, what can holders expect?
Yeah, definitely. Outside of the features, who obviously, if you're fans of Kendrick or Max or even Andy's, those are cool songs because those are only released on Kaboom boxes. They're not anywhere else. You're going to stream those solely on the website. But as far as the general, theme and cohesiveness of the album, we pride ourselves on making music that's eclectic. We're hip hop musicians, but I don't really per se call us hip hop musicians. We're just musicians, you know what I mean? So like we make all types of music for all types of people. So obviously you have those heavy hit, verse heavy hip hop tracks on there. But there's also cool mainstream tracks on there. We got a track on there called At All. That's an amazing, like uplifting, cool song that's like definitely can hear on the radio. We have some reality rap songs. Majority of our music is true life and what we've gone through, and people that can resonate with everyday life, and we like to make those kind of music. But it's very eclectic. It's wide range. We used to travel with the full length band. People don't know that about us. We had a full length backline album, make music with the band, guitar, bass, drums, keys, and we would do live shows. So we're almost like the Roots. So like we like alternative music. We got some joints like that. But for the most part, it's just easy flowing, good music. I think there's a little bit of everything on that album, and that's one thing that our holders have kind of streamed to us is that the album is for everybody. There's a song for everybody on there. So it's just eclectic. If I can give one word about the album.
I like it. Thank you. And let's look back in our Decentraland chat, see if there are any questions, comments, or anything. Well, I do see that Make is indeed home. Welcome home, Make. And I do see him in World. He's hanging right next to Alan Howick.
Make, what up?
Yeah, Make once can't stop speaking about this man. He made this happen tonight. I truly appreciate you, Make. We also do have Dr. Krillo in World. Dr. Krillo is our go-to person for any like technical issues or like help with building and stuff like that. It's so good to see you here tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to everybody chilling, man. I don't know you guys all by name, but I appreciate you guys for sliding through to the show and just chilling with us, man. It's amazing for you guys all pop up. I appreciate it.
Makes sense. Mad love, Goonies.
my brother, man. Yes, sir. Make is my brother, man. Shout out to the OG.
Okay, so Make is asking if we could play a track or two, like. Would this be from the Kaboom boxes or just a track or two from the Goonies YouTube?
Yeah. I mean, if you are you gonna play? Would you like to play it on your end?
I could play it on my end. I would just need a way to get the music.
I could play it for you right now. Let me see if I can do it real quick. Yeah, I can play you a track off of the album. I prefer to do one off of the Kaboom album, so that way you guys can get an idea of what we're doing. I will ask you a question though. So I'll play you a couple tracks that way you guys can vibe.
Mhm.
What kind of vibe do you want to listen to? Do you want to hear some more hip hop ish? Do you want to hear some more mainstream-ish? Like what vibe would you like to listen to?
Uh, I mean, personally, I will go with hip hop. Definitely hip hop vibe, rap if hip hop rap, or and let's see if anyone in world has any suggestions of what they would like to hear.
Yeah, I can play you a little bit of both. How about that? I'll go ahead and play a little bit of both, and that way you guys can get an idea of like what we're doing and kind of get. I think I could play two songs that can kind of just let you know exactly what kind of music that we're making and the vibes that are going to be on the album. So I'll start with a more hip hop driven track. This one's the opening track on the album. It's called Anonymous, and then I'll play you the more mainstream everybody loves track, for all walks of life, called At All, and you kind of get an idea of what the total vibe is for the album. But I'll play the first track. It's called Anonymous, and when you do mint and you're on the Kaboom player, this is the first track that's on the album. So I'll go ahead and play it for you guys right now, and that way you guys can vibe out to it. This is Anonymous off the Kaboom Boxes album, on Sinful's interview right now on Decentraland. Hope you guys enjoy it.
We got them fuzzy faces like we was watching cops. Yep, them boys are the cool kids, but they're not Mikey Rocks. Mix hip hop up with some rock, no genre, no, not stuck in the box. Make this music just for the few who truly say don't ever start. Our Pro Tools box got stocks to the runs. Free Fontaine to the vocals, none. Ben Johnson to the Fakers, son. We from the land where the Lakers from. AZ's finest up in the cut. Juice McCain, that's what's up. Anonymous, the opposite, we're blowing up. Immediately first in the land of the vein. No, don't grow when I'm doing my thing. I just don't believe in the fame. Stay low key like a midget shame. Explain to me what is this game? Who's the refs and who's the fames? Who's the scoring? Who's the teams? Who's the coach? Who has the brains? How you get to the Hall of Fame? Cross that truth with a plaque in your name. Building a legacy. Never had in front of me. Just spit around by the mic that day. An invention turned an invention. Start inventing on a page with a sentence. Got a pension to flow with a vengeance. Like dimension. Cold like going old ice fishing.
That we can become, it just becomes obvious.
Gotta hold it me. It's feeling it through the state. Hold the beat when I use my soul, that kid, the G. Sprinkle some focus. Maybe some of that green leaves. Playing cowboys and Indians, girls calling me big cheers. See, bro, kinda like them the seeds. You get focus, going all in, gotta get that green. You're so free, cause again, me, we're meant to be. Never can beat, find it, also can't just speed. Yes, indeed, got a company invested in me. That's what I get, and yes, this is my destiny. Especially when I'm putting my hand in everything. Ask what's on the menu, I say bread with gin. Cheese.
That we can become, that it just becomes obvious. That we can become, that it just becomes obvious.
Hey Dre, you there?
Yep, I'm here, man. I don't know if that's coming through or not. I'm trying my best, so I don't know if that's good audio or not for you. But yeah, I hope you guys can hear it.
Stoney was saying that he could only get to the lyrics due to probably like the noise gate, and was saying that it would probably be better if I played it. By any chance, do you have a link?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Why don't you just let me see. I got an idea. Why don't you go to? Can you go to the Apple Music album that I sent you? Let me see if I can send this to you real quick.
Yeah.
You could play. Yeah, so go to that album. I would do. You could play one song off of there. There's a really good song that I'd like for you to play. If you can go to that album on Apple Music real quick.
All right, let me pull up. Where did you share it?
Let me see. I can share it for you right here. Hold on. Are you on Apple Music? Can I send you an Apple Music link?
I'm not on Apple Music.
All right,
So-
let me see real quick. I'll go to. Let me see. Yeah, I can send you the album right now, and I'll send it in the Discord chat real quick.
Okay.
Let me just grab it. Yeah.
I'll have a look.
One second.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that way you could stream it on your end. I do have a sound rig, but it's since we're on this kind of we're kind of on this chat right now. I don't think I can do it. I usually play music pretty well in spaces.
Mm.
Let me see real quick. Yeah, here you go. So let me send this one to you real quick. Okay, so I'm going to send you the link in Decentraland right here.
Decentraland.
Oh, I'm sorry. In DC. Here you go.
Oh, Discord. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Let me know if you got this or not. I think we might be on. This is in the chat right here.
Did you? Oh, there we go. Yep.
You got that?
Yep, I got it. All right, Bones Brigade, an audio biography. Okay.
Yeah, you could play either the Busy Bone track, or I'd like for you to play All I Need Is Sunshine. If you want to play All I Need Is Sunshine, that's a great track. One of my favorite tracks we've ever done.
All I Need Is Sunshine. Let's do it. Okay. So what I will do is I'm gonna mute us both here on OBS and play the track.
Yeah, for sure. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Enjoy, everyone.
Shine and every day fade away in the daylight. Dang right, needed just to stay alive. I get the same high boosting every day life. Feel the goodness in my heart, a spark of brave eye. Having patience with this game is gonna take time. All the strangers know they fake it when the fame rise. Yeah, the game pull the snake and catch a snake by. No way you gon' take my dayline. Frank rhyme hotter than a stage light. Seen like San Diego raised eye. Stay west like a California grapevine. Post a smile on my face across the state lines. Remain positive and every day I thank God. Yeah, the days are getting crazy and it ain't right. So let the sun rays shine.
My heart is filled with gladness, and the only spirit that I crave. Oh, I need some sunshine. Oh, I need some sunshine. All I need.
Always praising the synergy, everything is love. We looking for modern sunshine. Got the homie Mod on the track, bringing the hippie vibe. Told you in time, the shine that was internal. It blinds you with the light that be shining from my journal. Making music here for the people, that's what we always did. Now we on the level we dreamed about when we was a kid. Everything we lived back then, still inside of us. The Midas touch wasn't the goal was higher up. Spread the message, I'm giving blessings to all humanity. All too many times we get lost in this insanity. Time to change the way that we thinking up in these crazy days. More John Lennon, less hate before we waste away. Suffice to say, if you live your life inside a place that's gray, you'll never see the rays of sunset that graze across the haze.
My heart is filled with gladness, and the only spirit that I crave. Oh, I need some sunshine. Oh, I need some sunshine.
son. Yeah. 20-something, feels like I lived a lifetime. I see a dark moment and find the bright side. Seems like the right time to write mine. I choose a story with meaning, not just a tight rhyme. They ignore the fears and I invite mine. Conquer them by lunchtime. Find a clever way to work them out into my punchlines. All you need is one sign to change up your whole life vibe. Top down in a smooth ride and all I feel is sunshine. You know I don't need much, living kinda deluxe. Got a never ever seen touch, not one with the mean mugs. Like be giving free hugs and people showing me love. I say that it's all because I spread the words of freedom, and that's just how I treat them. Birds of the same feather, none are better. We can all fly together. It's the hippie and the Goonies, gonna be this way forever. I'ma radiate sunshine, forget about the weather. It's my sun. That's it. You know all I need.
Some sunshine.
There we go. And now that was some fire. Big shout out to All I Need Is Sunshine by the Goonies, Side Reel, and Mod Sun. What will be our next track, Dre?
Yeah, next track is going to be called "Hitting Hard." This is one of our, most famous tracks we've done. We did this track with Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. So, yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks. Busy Bone was one of my idols growing up when we got to work with him. So I really love this joint, man. I hope you guys enjoy.
Enjoy, everyone.
You banging, and you think that you poppin'. G, are you popular for the fact that you rapping, be stacking cheese, but you know I be knocking, homie, just like Jehovah. And I'm about that hard knock life, man, just like I'm Hova. Bitch, my name Doja, it ain't nowhere near over. I'm tryna go for the globe and just tryna get that exposure. They love the culture and they love the bang this shit. It's how they rips, it's fucking sick. They bump these hits and feeling so good as it gets. And I spit so legit, travel the road, I take these trips. Getting irie off me rips and I be higher than G6. Master the mix, release it quick, hits the streets, they go redick. Then it goes into the public and they love it when it hits. Cause when they hear it in the speakers, they just gotta nod their head. Hypnotizing with the verse, memorizing the words you said. Hold up, watch this. Wait, hold up, bump this. Baby banging in the car, y'all.
Yeah, we hitting hard though.
Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though. Yeah, we hitting hard though.
Yeah, I got a couple screws screws loose and I'm too cool and too smooth to be boo-boo. Hearing like I'm Compton and I'm K-Dot, feeling cool and I'm true blue. Not a gang, y'all. Music bang hard, go boom boom. My deuce be my new shoe. Get Mushu in a new suit. Chinese, how the eyes be down low like the eyes leaves. Try me, feeling ivory off the lime tree, get the con weed. Time speeds like a light beam, like Cheech in a nice dream. Rhymes gleam like a shining. Hell no, can't fuck with my psyche. Feeling 19 and I'm vibing. Open minded, no right wing. I'm bringing that lively. Hi, yeah, I'm mighty. Like man for that ivory. Can't hear a thing when I'm driving. Cause that bass knocks and that's Frank talking with Busy Bone and DRE.
Hold up, watch this. Wait, hold up, this. Baby banging in the car, y'all.
Yeah, we hitting hard.
Yeah, we hitting hard though. 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 Yeah, we hitting hard.
Even if he drop me, I'm rocking up and it be boxing past the Oxycontin. Obstacles, calling you from the hospital. Stop where the money at. Gunning the way, y'all know I'm running that. I never needed a bodyguard, you little niggas, I'm sunning that. Tables like we beating on them. Federal peeps still chiefing on them. Bitch niggas is sleeping on me. Freak bitches is keeping on them. On it like it's yesterday. The best way to silk it, they be swaying like it's feather day. Like they finna kill it, it's a better day. Sunny skies every day. Sticky, icky surprise, there's a better sway. Text me, I'm on serious way. Delirious spray, slim, give me the skim, and I'm curious ray, serious ray. Even though you hate it, my hydro incubate. Cremation of your spirit, no questions, I don't wanna hear it, no lessons, I don't wanna fear it. Whoever get it, just get it. I'm John Lennon on steroids, pocket, he ditch Vegas, Biggie in the backseat, little easy with Magic's angels.
And that was Hittin' Hard by the Goonies, Side Reel, and Busy Bone. Well, thank you for sharing this music with us, Dre.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Definitely 2 tracks that kind of give you an idea of what we're doing musically. And like I said, Kaboom has that same kind of style, you know, where you guys can go find something you like. But I'm hoping you guys are digging those tracks you just played.
And then Stoney over here is linking me. Relay that link. Get your ape. Because I was just saying I need to bridge some ETH ape over to Ape Chain, and my boys got me covered.
Yeah, nice, man. They have a cool ape portal as well. Yuga put together this really cool way of aping, you know, bridging your ETH over to ape. So yeah, shout out to your boy though, man, for sure, for linking you up.
Yep, for sure. Yep. Love you, Stoney. Love you, Make. Thank you. I'm just gonna look around in case I see any questions, which I don't think I do. So that'll bring me to my next question. With the Kaboom boxes, you've built a strong following with over 52,000 followers on X. How has community building played a role with Kaboom boxes' success? And what's your advice for any aspiring NFT creators on engaging with fans?
Yeah, it's a great question. My trick has always been being authentic. You know, you're in Web3. I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of pretentious people and people that they flex the money side or a Bored Ape, or they kind of use that as their growth metric, and they use that to kind of like let them excel within the X community. I've been on X since 2009, way before Web3. And like I said, we were able to get verified when it was like the real official way, where you had to be notified by Twitter something. And like, yeah, I remember getting verified and getting that email from Twitter saying, you know, we want to verify you as a significant, you know, contributor in the music space. I mean, it was like a big thing for us. So like now everybody has a badge, but I mean, ever since then, I've just basically been myself. Within Web3, it's been more official for me that I've kind of been what I get from people is they always say, Dre, you're just a real person. And at the end of the day, I am. So my growth metric has always been like being real, being humble, being positive, treating every single person that connects with you like a real person and not just looking down. And no matter what your follower count is. And my growth has been exponential the last 3 years, you know, like my advice to anybody who wants to grow on X, or specifically if you want to grow in Web3, is engage everybody. They call it reply guys. I don't usually use that term, but what that means is just follow people. Don't gatekeep your timeline. You know what I mean? Hold DM people and be gracious and just ask questions and try to connect as many people as you can. And that's the cool thing about Web3. I think that people, why they join Web3 is because of the growth you can get on social media, particularly X. If you buy a PFP, not just a Kaboom box, but any kind of ape chain NFT, you get instant followers and you get an instant following from people that want to connect with you because you're now a part of their club. And I think that that's kind of like a growth hack for anybody. Is you buy an NFT, then you're automatically getting a bunch of people that are aspiring to collect the same thing you are, and they want to, you know, follow you and be a part of your journey. So that's really my advice to anybody is just be yourself. Don't be, you know, something that you're not. Be authentic, and people can kind of, you know, see that authenticness through you, and you can grow that way. And that's how I've been able to grow the last couple of years on X, particularly while I've been in Web3 and NFTs.
Yeah. Hey, man, I need to keep you close, dude, because like we vibe the same. Like anytime I get somewhat of like the same question, like what I just asked you, I always bring it back to authenticity and just being yourself, because that's like the best. That's the best person you can be, yourself. So,
I agree. I agree totally. And one other point to that is that I don't really gravitate towards people that aren't real. And like yourself, I can gravitate towards your energy because I can feel your energy in your soul, and I can tell that it's pure and you're a real individual. I know there's a lot of people on Web3 and NFTs in general that are just they're very pompous. They like to belittle people. They like to, you don't have a certain amount of followers, or you don't have this, or you don't have this metric, then they kind of look down on you. I think that like people can see through that. And I feel like if you just keep the right people around you and keep a good circle, then chances are you're going to be in the right place and you're going to be able to excel in any form or fashion. So yeah, I'm a big believer in being around the right people and keeping your circle positive.
well, count me in for whatever circle that you and Make are in, because I want to be in it.
All love, man. Absolutely, man. And we're hoping to get you onboarded on the Ape Chain, and that way you can kind of see the power of what we're building on there and be a part of that growth for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see. Next question. What's next for Kaboom boxes? Are there any roadmap highlights or expansions to other chains? Will there be any more new music drops? What should we watch out for?
Yeah, so predominantly we're staying on Ape Chain. There won't be no migrations to other chains. I love the way Ape Chain is set up right now, and I'm really excelling with this community. So Kaboom boxes will be predominantly on Ape Chain. We'll be growing with the Yuga ecosystem and all the other builders on Ape Chain. As far as what the future holds, what I can tell you guys is that the cool thing about music NFTs and Kaboom boxes in particular is that when you buy an NFT, another NFT, sometimes you just buy it and it sits in your wallet, and you know the quote unquote roadmap, they promise you and they're going to do this and do that, and you know sometimes it comes true, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the part it doesn't. It's just they don't build after the initial mint, and sometimes they stay stagnant. But with us, our utility has always been the music. The cool thing about music is that you can always add new music, and the good thing for our holders is that me and my cousin are active musicians. We're creatives. We create music all the time, and you know that promise to our community is that every 2 weeks we were going to add a new song to the Kaboom player. So they started off with 13 tracks, a full-length album. Like I said, we just added our first new track last week. So we're already up to 14 tracks, and in 2 weeks we're gonna add another song. So you're gonna get new music all the time. It's never gonna be the same music. You get to go back and hear a new track. Oh yeah, you know, I want to stream something new from the Goonies. Well, it's gonna be right there for you. So it's gonna be ever evolving when it comes to utility. But as far as the deep future goes, I think at the beginning of the year we have a mindset that we're gonna do the album number 2, a full length album, not just tracks that we're adding on the current project. our goal is to drop an album number 2 and then drop a second collection. That would be new icons, because we have 12 icons right now that are like homage to like some of the biggest, hip hop cultural figures like Tupac, Biggie, Mac Miller, MF Doom, DMX, Nipsey Hussle. We do have aspirations for album number 2, and that's going to be all brand new music, a full length album, and then we're going to drop a second a continuation of Kabooms. That'll be new traits, new icons. And the big scheme, that we inspire for, and I hope that we can reach this point, is I'd eventually like to make Kaboom boxes into a 3D render. So that way you can take your Kaboom and dress it up in Blender and use it for 3D content. I think that the Kaboom IP would work great in a 3D fashion. So that's the major goal for us. We're down the line. We're not even near close to that, but our goal is to eventually, forte into 3D and make sure that we can have 3D renders for people to use for content and stuff like that.
That's awesome. And I'm just gonna start out by saying, whenever we're getting close for album number 2, and more and all the other stuff that you'll be dropping, let's get you back on this show, to hype everyone up for it. Like at least here on Decentraland, would love to have you back. And pertaining to the 3D assets, this is big because this will mean that like individuals in Decentraland, or your Decentraland holders, will be able to place their Kaboom in a world, or maybe even turn it into a wearable. So that those are other opportunities and kind of outlets to look towards as well.
Yeah, you hit it on the point. You just hit what I was going to say next, is that this is my first introduction to Decentraland, and I'm really, I've always known about Decentraland. I mean, it's something that, when you're in this world, you know about it, but I know the potential of it. I know there's a lot of people that utilize this, and the gamification of 3D renders and wearables is where the future's heading. So anybody who's listening who decides to join the community, like, yes, we are aspiring to go that route. So you can maybe dump a Kaboom and wear it in here, just like you can a Kid Called Beast, and you can wear your Kaboom within Decentraland and these worlds that are being built, these metaverses. And yeah, absolutely, bro. Like I said, we're family now. Make connected the dots, and I enjoyed the interview today. And anytime we have something coming up in the future, this isn't the first time. We'll definitely link up again and speak to your community and come on and join the fine people of Decentraland and talk about music and whatever format we decide, and definitely premiere the new music and the new album when that time comes, for sure.
Sweet, let's do it. And I like to say it. I like to say this both about myself and about Make. I'm a poker player. I love poker. I'm a degenerate. Make is a suited connector. In my opinion, those are the best. That's the best hand in poker. It's not pocket aces. It's the suited connector.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. My whole career, whether it was Make or anybody, is just, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know what I mean? And I live by that motto. It's the people that you meet, the connections you make from those people, and you never know who you're going to meet tomorrow, especially on X and Decentraland and any other digital world that we inhabit. So I'm gracious of people like Make and yourself for giving me a platform to speak, connecting me with people in Decentraland that I probably wouldn't have a chance to connect with, and talk about my story. And every day, there's a new person that I meet, a new connection, and I'm grateful for that. So I definitely believe in that mindset and that philosophy for sure.
Make says, Sinful, ask him when will he do a live set in Decentraland? And then, yes, please.
Yeah, I definitely would aspire to do that for sure. I'm open to that. Absolutely. We can talk more about that. But yeah, whatever my man Make wants to put up together and do a set for me in Decentraland, I'm definitely down. We can definitely talk about that. Plug me into how I got to get it going. I got to get it wearable. I got to get up on game. I can't talk through Discord. If I'm going to do that, I want to make myself known in the world and make it official. So yeah, we'll make that happen, Make. We'll talk about that more, and then we'll definitely have a set from me in your guys' world for sure.
Since you're a fellow beast, I know that the Meta Beast roaming party would be a perfect stage for you. So keep it in mind, and stay in touch with my boy.
I will for sure, and I can say, man, if we can get my beast as a wearable, and I can rock my beast and go do a set. I know Raspy's done a set over there, and I would love to go and rock my beast and do a set and play some music. That'd be really dope for sure.
Okay, so that brings me kind of into something that I wanted to point out. Okay, so for I'm gonna take it a step back here. So as far as beasts go here on Decentraland, make did all the heavy lifting for this. Not just kidding. It was between Rustan, Dr. Drip, Make. They brought the Kid Called Beast project into Decentraland as a linked wearable. Linked wearable meaning like if your wallet holds the asset, you get like we have our beast heads. Like you see my character, he's wearing a beast head, like balaclava. So
I see that.
That was like in a way our way to not bring in every single like unique beast into the world, but like allow that beast holders could all enjoy their beast. We have it in a female version, and as well as like it's RGB, so you can change the color of the balaclava.
Oh, dope. Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be my particular individual as long as I can rock a beast, and that's you know, if it's just the one beast, yeah, I would love to just rock that one and you know and come in with Decentraland and do a set with that. That'd be really dope.
So that brings me to the next thing that we have done through the Meta Beast roaming party. Rustan, Dr. Drip, Make through like the release of the toys recently. They also released a skin on Decentraland that it's like your full body like Kid Called Beast skin. Well, it's more like a 1-to-1 towards the toy, but yeah, it's also RGB. You can like we can gift you one of these and you could have it. But I mean, if you connect with the wallet that you have your beast in, like you will have the balaclava with like the normal body.
Yeah, for sure. Let's you got again, I'm a novice at this, so just we'll talk on the back end, and I can definitely connect my wallet with my beast in it, and then we can link it up, and I'd definitely love to come in and rock that for sure. I think that'd be really cool.
Yep. And then just like for like the Kaboom boxes, like just couple or like even a route that you can go if let's say you just wanted to do something for yourself and bring in your own personal Kaboom as like for yourself as a unique, just one of one. That is possible. And right now I'm standing next to Artista. They're rocking right now the Stickman toys. This was a NFT project, a music NFT project that was partnered up with Warner Brothers.
I actually minted that. That's really cool. I know exactly what that is. That's really dope. I was a part of that.
I have a few of those too. So yeah, so like, you know, like there are some, like whenever you're ready to kind of have this conversation, definitely we have answers, we have options like to show you of like things that have been done in the past. Just you know, comes down to just hit us up.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I'll definitely, that looks really dope. I'm looking at it right now, and I would love to explore that for a one-on-one Kaboom and entering this world. I'm really curious about, you know, making my way into the metaverses and doing it properly, you know what I mean? So I'll definitely want to speak to more with you and Make on the back end and try to maybe put that together and see if we can explore that and make it happen for sure.
For sure. Okay, let's see in my long list of extreme questions that I've been asking you today. I guess it's a good time to come into our final question. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
All right. Final question. Well, semi-final question. For our viewers here on Beyond the NFT, what is one piece of advice that you would give to someone entering the NFT world based on your journey and projects that you've been a part of?
Great question. And before I go any further, I want to say it's been a great interview. Your questions have been, you know, thorough, and they've been really, you know, entertaining. So I just want to just compliment you on the interview as well. But to answer that question, My advice to anybody who's entering the Web3 world, I'm speaking to somebody for the first time. If you have no idea what this world's about or you're interested after this conversation, my advice is, first off, buy art that you love. Okay, because I know a lot of people buy art for floor prices and for investments. I don't necessarily think you should buy into Web3 and NFTs for investments. Now, there is possibles of you can double and make a lot of money in NFTs. It can happen, but for the most part, it's not the journey. You really want, if you're more worried about like investments and profits, I think you need to just stick with general crypto and investments in that matter. But if you're particularly trying to go into Web3, if you're going to Magic Eden or OpenSea, buy art that resonates with you first and foremost. Be happy with it. I'm not saying it's worthless, but just be happy that you enjoy collecting art, because that's what it comes down to, right? Like, be creative with what you select and what you enjoy. And then from there, if you're active on X, because that's where the majority of us, that's where we hang around at, and that's where you'll see community aspects of it. Find the communities that you vibe with, because you're going to meet I've met lifelong friends, people that I would have never even have met, that are all around the world from Web3. From where I live out in California, I have friends all over the world now from NFTs and Web3. So my advice is to come in and find your circle, find your tribe, find people that you want to connect with, that you have interest in, and that you can grow with. X spaces are a great way to meet people, not just in Decentraland, these interviews and stuff, but you can connect with a lot of people that can put you in the right place. So the overall theme of what I'm trying to say is find a community that you love. And that's what I recommend to anybody when you come into NFTs. Now, we try to do that with Kaboom. All of our holders are really happy to be there, because we're all becoming a family and we're all building around this art and this music. But there's tons and tons of cool communities out there you can join. And again, a growth metric. If your thing is, I want to learn to meet more people and I want to grow on a social media site, to me, in my opinion, there's no better way than just going on Ape Chain or going on any chain and buying an NFT, and then you instantly have people that you can connect with all over the world. So just buy something you love, connect with the people that you want to connect with, and build your circle up that way. That's my advice to people trying to join Web3 and NFTs.
Okay, and anyone that's listening, that is very solid advice. That is advice that I personally give, and as well as with that, whenever you find your tribe, you also find safety in numbers. Web3 is a very sketchy place. It can be at times. Sometimes, there are times where it feels like just the overall Web3 space is being attacked by hackers and stuff like that. So it's always good to have a community, find your tribe, and protect each other. Like, if you see something that is not right, speak up.
Yeah, be safe too. You made a good point that I didn't really. There's a lot of people in Web3 that are malicious actors and people that'll act like they're your community and your friends. Just be diligent and be safe out there, whatever you decide to do, and use your mindset with the correct thing. There's a lot of people out there that are bad, so try to find the good people in Web3 for sure.
For sure. I'm over here trying telling Stoney, yo, hit up Dre, I want collab.
Yo, man, I'm open always, man. Good people, I definitely gravitate towards them, man. So anybody is good with you, good with me, they're good with me, man. So definitely, for sure.
Yeah, man, Stoney, that's my brother right there. Since day one. All right. So then the final question is, if anyone wants to, say hello, hit you up, just to, whether if it's to collab or just tell you that you're awesome. What is the best place to reach you?
Yeah, if you want to reach me, I'm most active on X. X is where I predominantly spend the majority of my time. My Instagram is more about my personal life, my family, and I don't have a big presence on Facebook, just for my family on there. So if you do want to connect with me, I'm on X, always active on there every single day. My @ sign is just my name, The Goonies. TheGooneez, or you can just type in Dre into the search bar. I'm usually the first one that pops up. You can connect with me there. My DMs are open. You send me a friend request, I usually add back everybody. I don't usually gate watch my follower counts and stuff. If you show me love, I'll show you love. So if you have any questions about Kaboom, you want to genuinely just connect with me, or you want to just share some thoughts, or whatever, my DMs are always open. Feel free to shoot me a DM. friend request, and then we can build that way for sure.
Awesome, awesome. And just passing it back to you. Any final thoughts that you would like to leave everyone with? Comments or yeah, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank you, Sinful, for having me on. Great interview. I had a great time playing music, just talking. Again, like I said earlier, your questions were great. I had a good time discussing the project, my origins, and everything in general. So thank you for that. I do a lot of interviews, and sometimes it's not that professional. So like, this is a really cool professional. I'm glad you came with good questions, and you were thorough, and you had it all mapped out. And to all your listeners in Decentraland, thank you for making my first venture into this metaverse a positive one. I hope this isn't our last time. I'll definitely, take you guys' your heat on that and come back and join you guys for a set or another interview when we get ready to drop the album number 2. And yeah, on that note, I always end any kind of space or any kind of interview with just, a personal note. Just stay positive, be humble, appreciate your life today, show love, be gracious. And yeah, life is beautiful, man. I'm glad to be here with you guys discussing, my passions and everything else. So again, Sinful, thank you for having me. Thank you for taking the time. And again, thanks to Make for putting this together. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Dre. And just for anyone that is left here, both on Decentraland. Oh wow, we have like 7 viewers on Twitch. We have some friends on Decentraland. We're all spread out tonight. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for pulling up, and yeah, once again, thank you for all the birthday wishes. You guys made my last week very special. And yeah.
Oh, was it your birthday last week too?
Yeah. My birthday was on the 27th.
Oh man, happy birthday, man. We're a birthday, but you a Virgo or what?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh man, all right. Well, happy birthday, man. I'm a Virgo as well. I didn't even realize that. I apologize, man. Happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
We're 2 days apart, man. So hope you had a great day.
Yes, sir. And yeah, just for everyone that is listening, it was Dre's birthday on August 29th. Is that correct? 29th?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yep, it was.
So make sure to wish him happy birthday as well. Like, spread the love. And yeah, maybe like next year, bro, we can have you come through like one of these days for your birthday. Like, we can throw you a little party, whatever you're feeling, man.
Yeah, man, I'm down, bro. I'm down. Like I said, we're all connected now, and this is my first venture into Decentraland. This won't be the last, so I'm hoping I can build with your guys' tribe, and we can definitely do some more events coming up for sure.
For sure. All right, everyone. And that is a wrap for Beyond the NFT. Make sure to tune in next Monday for another episode of Beyond the NFT. I have not locked in our guests just yet. I will continue to work on that throughout the week. But yeah, just stand by. Just keep an eye out. And, as always, if we don't have a show, we'll probably play some video games or something. Get into some DJing or whatever. So take care, everyone, and I'll play a little bit of music for perhaps about the next 30 minutes or so, just to wind down. Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Peace out, everybody.
Silence, a sea of darkness. When there is no
hard I grind. I'm call you a bitch.